The recent explosive eruptions by the Lasofre volcano have caused many persons to evacuate their homes.
Many voices have been heard, yet many heroes are still unnamed.
This ends today as we uncover and reveal the unnamed heroes of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
My name is Shanik Samuel.
And I am Nikiana Williams.
And today, we will be meeting with some of St. Vincent's heroes.
So first I want to thank the guys from Life for giving us Hope Foundation this opportunity to share our story, what we've been doing in the community, mainly the Buckerman Valley community. My name is Siren Clark. I'm one of the 3 directors of Hope Foundation Incorporated. We were incorporated in 2010. So myself, Randy Edwards, and Alex Myers decided that, we think that within the community, there is a lot that we can do. And I guess as growing up, the Buckerman Valley would have given us a lot. A safe environment, for us to grow up. And that's despite the popular belief of the valley. We grew up feeling very safe, in the Buckerman Valley. So we felt the need for us to put our minds collectively and see, what is that we can do for the valley as a whole. Personally, I believe that in any community, there are few organizations or people that is involved in kind of grooming that community. We start at the head of the community, which is the church, play a very important part in the community. The government, organizations such as Hope, sporting clubs and individuals, right? And I think collectively we have to work together for the better of our communities, right? And all hands on deck is pretty much, our motto, right? So we believe the more organizations you have like Hope, the more it's going to get done within the community. It never be enough, right? So we started in 2010, and Hope is the acronym for helping others pursue excellence, right? And our focus and drive was around that. Our initial programs were around working with the youths, particularly in the Buckerman Valley. We work with the Buckerman Government School, or known as the Dubo School. We would have done sort of educational programs, and we also had, which was a popular award within the community, the Hope Award, which we did for 4 years. And that award sort of like recognized youths in particularly who would have excelled in their field, right? So we started with, I guess, working with the youths, working with the awards, and really making a name, for ourselves within the community. And while we were doing that, what we recognized is that the community members as a whole, they were proud. They were proud of Hope, and they really put even their full support behind us in whatever we were doing. Back then, our fundraising methods were barbecue events. But those are always well supported, because the community knew that we invest in Hope, they know Hope is going to invest in the community, and definitely we didn't let them down. So for 5 years we would have every student that would have passed at the common entrance from the Buckerman Government School, we would have ensured that they have a backpack, with school supplies, and that something that the kids was also looking forward to, so we did that, and the reward we got from that was just looking at the faces of the kids that we help, and also the parents, right? Even before in advance, you have parents and kids coming to you and say, you know what, I'm going to pass Common End, son, so make sure you have my backpack ready, like 2-3 months out. Just things like that is what really motivated us, to continue, with our philanthropic initiative on Drive, right? As it relates to where we are now, the volcanic eruption in St. Vincent on April 9th obviously brought even more focus towards community. And as we would all seen, the government can't do everything, and we shouldn't expect the government to do everything. And you will see where individuals, communities, international organizations, everybody would have band together in an effort to assist the people in St. Vincent who were displaced from the eruption. And of course, Hope, being who we are, jumped on board and did exactly that. We've worked with numerous organizations to get, whether it's direct funding or supplies, mainly we would have worked with the Buchanan secondary school shelter and the Buchanan government primary or the Duba primary shelter, and pretty much working closely with the shelter managers and ensuring that we could fill the gap wherever it was needed. And that's something that we plan to do, and we'll continue to do it while people in the shelter Hope would use its resources and work with others to be able to provide assistance to those shelters.
As we transition from a relief footing and start to look forward to a recovery rebuilding effort, Hope is going to tailor its efforts towards that direction. We would want to ensure that the steps we take would have the most impact on the evacuees and those affected by the volcanic eruption. So we are now tailoring our programs to suit. We are soliciting funds from our donors and supporters. We have set up a GoFundMe appeal, and we would definitely encourage those who are watching this program to support us. Even as we continue our volcano relief and recovery efforts, we are still engaged with the broader community of the Buchanan Valley. So we will be continuing the things that we have been traditionally doing, working along with the youths and the different schools in the area, providing the support, whether it be through donation of athletic gear, tutoring programs. Those sort of activities will continue alongside with our relief efforts. We want to make sure that whatever efforts that we make would have a long-term impact on those we are seeking to help. So we are going to be designing our different recovery efforts, whether it be helping small farmers, trying to create training and different educational programs to try to provide income earning opportunities for those who have been impacted. The Hope Foundation, though we have been in existence for over 10 years, this is in some ways a new effort for us, and probably for most NGOs and different relief organizations having to assist in the recovery of a disaster of this nature. So there is a lot of learning as we go. There's a lot of stuff to figure out as we move forward. But the Hope Foundation is definitely engaged and willing and able to assist. So we encourage those listening to reach out to us, lend us your support, lend us your encouragement. There's definitely a need for help on the ground. There's a lot of folks who have been impacted. There are a lot of folks who are affected, and this relief and recovery effort is going to be a long one, especially for those who have had their livelihoods impacted with the loss of their crops and their agricultural lands being buried under ash. The recovery process is going to be a long one, and they're going to need a lot of support. They're going to need as many folks as possible to help guide them throughout this process.
I am Shafiq Joseph. I'm a police officer in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. I've been a police officer for the last 10 years. On Sunday, the 11th of April 2021, I went back to Chateaubelair to see what was happening. The volcano was still erupting, but as police officers, we have to take the brave risk, and we so did, and we went to Chateaubelair and Fituse. When I got to Fituse, I met one Frago. I spoke with him. However, Frago would have indicated that he's not moving. He has animals and he's not leaving without his animals. To be more precise, he said that he has 6 cattle and a few goats, and he is not willing to go, leaving these animals in the mountainous area of Richmond. I spoke with him for a lengthy period of time. I think it was about 20 minutes, and he was a bit reluctant in leaving. He said that he has a jimbo, and his jimbo is filled with water, and he's taking one cup to bathe with, and he will take another cup to cook. I told him that the water will finish and he has to go. He said no. However, after speaking to Frago, a few moments later I was in Barreley, in Curtnews to be exact, and I saw Frago in Curtnews, and I felt really, really good knowing that he listened to my advice.
Frago, we asking you to kindly leave.
I also spoke to
it is not safe.
Chantel. She's the lady with the food. She was covered with ash. Dark lady, but the ash made her look a bit white. When I spoke to Chantel, Chantel told me about, oh, there's an old lady over there. You need to go and get her. That is the lady from whom she got the food. It was Auntie Stella. We went to Auntie Stella, and Auntie Stella told us, Officer, me not being gonna ride. That's why me not leave. But probably Auntie Stella was told not to leave by her son or maybe her husband, who was on the roof cleaning. However, we persuaded her and she left. Well, we brought her to the safe zone, and she spoke to me about her experience in 1979, and she said that this eruption is worse than 1979. Chantel, however, she said, Officer, me not gonna ride. But eventually she came up to Barreley. I don't know by what means of transportation, if it's boat or by motor vehicle, but she did. And I was pleased knowing that I did my part as a law enforcement officer in bringing persons to safety. I also met with Mr. Smalls, who is Shaba. I saw him that Sunday. He was walking along the Fituse public road. Well, I thought that he was a bit off, but when I look at an Eyewitness News, I saw him, and he told us about his experience in Margin Woods and Fraser Valley and Degro and Richmond and so forth and Trinity Falls. And he also encouraged persons that if the belly ain't support him, me not go back down there. But if the belly stop me, I'll go back down there. So we have to be safe as individuals, take the responsibility in protecting our lives and also our property, but more so our lives.
Thank you for viewing today's episode of Unnamed Heroes.
Join us again next week as we uncover more unnamed heroes living in full effect.
And the kind of fruits that I requested, when she came by me, she laughed.